Welcome, welcome one and all. Winter Wizard here. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I made a Canoptek Cloak out of Scarab swarms. Joining me today, whoever you are, and welcome to this little video of mine where I'm going to be showing you how I made a Canoptek Cloak out of Scarab swarms. So here we are, we're here in the Frozen Fortress. It's cold and lonely, but just made a nice cup of tea over there, Terran Gold, and I'm joined as always by my comrade and co-host, Norwegian Troll Dimmu, so this is going to be nice. And what I wanted to share with you today was the first video in another mini collective series of mine called Khepri Conversions. So this is going to be featuring all the conversion work that I do in my current Necron collection, my Necron army, Khepri Dynasty, the Children of the Morning Star. So I've been waking up lots of new units for the Khepri Dynasty, lots of critters crawling out of the tomb worlds, and the latest thing that I've been working on is a Technomancer here. So this is one of the Crypteks, and when you make the Technomancer, you have a choice. You can either give him a Canoptek Cloak, or you could give him a Canoptek Control Node, and I do intend to have two Technomancers, one of each. This is going to be my Canoptek Cloak Technomancer. So what I thought I'd do today is, because, well, the normal Canoptek Cloak that you get with a Technomancer, it's very nice, I do like it, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. And the one that you do get is it's kind of like a little scorpion type creature, and its tail curves up and it's joined to the back of the Technomancer, and it's almost like, it looks a little bit like a surfboard. And that creature basically lifts him up because it's attached to him, and it picks him up and it flies him around. He's kind of like the sting of the tail of the scorpion, and like I said, very cool, really did like it, but I wanted to do something a little bit unique. I felt like doing a little bit of converting to make my characters a bit more unique, make them my own. So that's what I've done here. And I have in fact made a Canoptek Cloak entirely out of Scarabs here. So I'm going to zoom in and begin this little show and tell, and just sort of explain to you exactly how I've done this. So here we are then, all zoomed in, and this is my Technomancer with the Canoptek Cloak. And as you can see here, the cloak is in the form of some Scarabs. And the idea was kind of simple, really. What I wanted him to be doing was basically flying around on a swarm of Scarabs. So he's got a little swarm of Scarabs which are bound to his bidding, and they basically pick him up and drop him around. He rides on them, almost a little bit like a wave, or they also pick him up, and I don't know. It's just, I'm not really sure exactly how it works, but yeah, he's basically riding on top of this little swarm of Scarabs who are picking him up and transporting him around, and they're crawling up his back, and that was the idea, basically. So there you can see the finished result. So how exactly did I do this little thing? Well, the pieces that we need obviously was the Technomancer himself, and on that model he's got like a little bit of a sort of cape feature, kind of a little bit of a hood type design going on here, and attached to that is the tail of the kind of scorpion, the Canoptek scorpion-esque type creature, and it curves down, it goes underneath, and then it's lifting him up off the ground. So, but this sort of cape piece at the top, so I haven't included any of that little bit that I just talked about. So when you don't stick that cape piece on, you are left with a bit of a gaping hole up the top here. So in order to rectify that, in order to cover that up, well, I essentially just placed a few little Scarab models on top, cover up that hole, which I think looks really nice, and then I followed that down with them all crawling up his back and coming down the bottom. But so speaking of the Scarabs, what did we need? So I did use a set of 3 Scarab bases, like so. I'm trying to remember exactly which one I started with. It might have been this one here, but what I did was I got 3 of these, and I clipped them up where it sort of seemed sensible to do so. They are sort of joined at each other, so some that are joined nicely, little one and a big one like this here, what I would do is I would try and separate it sort of there, and then I've got this nice little double piece here. This one here, I think I kept all 4 of those together, but maybe trimmed up here and there, like I just said. So we've got a single piece here, and it was kind of about doing that, sort of using my discretion, taking my time, and picking little ones that I thought I could sever quite easily, and sort of creating a foundation to start with. So I had my Scarabs, and I started off on the base, built it up with a few little rocks in there from the Scarab bases themselves, because they come on these little things here, these little rocky features in there. That one's kind of covered in the sand texture there, but you can just about see them in there. So I built it up with a few bits of those. I think there was a bit already from the Technomancer model itself as well, so that helped to give it a little bit of height. And then what I did was started up with a foundation of the Scarabs here, and tried to basically just figure out a way where I could comfortably stick him onto the bases. I think you can see his foot in there is joined onto this Scarab here, so with a little bit of glue just to hold that in there, and then sort of work his way around underneath. One of my favourite features actually is this little guy here. So before I stuck the Technomancer on, I actually got one of the individual Scarab pieces and stuck it underneath his foot, so it really looks like he's sort of stepping on it, and it's lifting him up. I was really pleased with how that little bit turned out. And then after that, it was sort of, once I got the sort of foundation, that foot stuck in place, it was kind of a case of and this one here as well, it was then kind of a case of basically just adding Scarabs where I felt they needed to go, where they also offered support. I think I then joined it up. There's a little one tucked right underneath here that you probably can't see, but he's offering a bit of support in there as well. And then there's this guy joining at the back. And after that, it was kind of just a case of following the shape. So how they're sort of like a wave, swirling down, the ones chasing up the back here, and then, like I said, the ones at the top here to cover up the hole, and then just joining them up. I was basically just puzzling them together to make them sort of look nice and dynamic, and sort of variety of the different sizes. That's all it really was just using my discretion to pick a nice formation, and like I said, create that nice little wave feature there, crawling up his back. And there we go. And really, there's nothing more to it than that. It was just, yeah, a few rocks and a solid foundation of Scarabs to build up a bit of height, sticking one under his foot, and then just covering up the hole and puzzling them in to make them sort of look nice, and sort of gluing them to select pieces of each other, you know, so it doesn't look like they're just all flapping on top of each other, but, you know, like I would use a little bit of his leg to help glue that one in, or just a little corner piece there. So trying to be really sort of clever and discreet with it, the way that they're joining in. Well, that was it. Oh, one other thing I did do, Technomancer model, he does have a he's got a sort of crown helmet type thing here. His sort of his mask, it's and it folds all the way over in like a dome sort of shape, which I like, but it felt a little bit too sort of without the cloak involved. It felt a little bit sort of bit like an astronaut's helmet, and I don't know, I wanted to just rework that a little bit. So I ended up with a scalpel, just reshaping that a little bit, and he's sort of got like, seems to have a sort of like horns here, which kind of reminded me of something like a beetle anyway. Yeah, so reworked that a little bit just to make him a little bit more unique. But other than that, I think I dropped his arm down a little bit. I wasn't quite keen on the way that it was sticking right up in the air. Just reworked his pose a little bit. But there he is then, and that's the finished result. And this is my Technomancer with a Canoptek Scarab Swarm Cloak. And I hope you like him. Haven't quite figured out his name yet. I'm working on it. But here he is, fully built, fully painted, fully awakened, ready to join ready to join the legions of the children of the Morning Star. And there we go. And there we have it then. So I hope you've enjoyed this little show and tell of my Technomancer, where I've showed you and explained to you how I've gone about doing a Canoptek Cloak made entirely out of Scarab swarms. So do keep a lookout for some more videos in this Khepri Conversions little collective series of mine. I do have some more planned for you, including the Pharaoh of Khepri himself, which is going to be very exciting indeed. So keep a lookout for more videos in the series, and also keep a lookout for a showcase video of my Technomancer here that should be coming out hopefully next week, all being well. So lovely little showcase collection of highly detailed photographic close-ups for you to see there of this model. If you've enjoyed the video today, if you enjoy my work, then a like and a comment would be very, very much appreciated. And of course, if you'd like to see more of what goes on here inside the Frozen Fortress, then perhaps you'll also consider becoming a subscriber. And once again, whoever you are, thank you very, very much for joining me today. I'm Winter Wizard. That's Dimmu, and for now, keep it frosty.